Good morning, futures traders. Today is Thursday, May 7th. The time is 9:55. So what I wanted to share with you today is some of the tools that you have with Praedox Sentinel that pretty much tells you when not to trade. So today's one of those days where you're not getting a lot of follow through. You're getting a lot of wiki price action, a lot of whipsawing back and forth. And, prices just kind of going back and forth, back and forth. We finally broke out now, but you can see that there's just been no follow through. Now, what does that mean? Your tick density is low. You're not getting a lot of ticks per movement. Okay. So a couple of things we have here. So the first thing we have here is what's called the zone filter. So these boxes here are called our kill zones, and these kill zones help with suppression on making sure we don't sell into support and buy into resistance. And these are 40 ticks wide. Now, this number in the middle tells you that this box is taking up 73% between the 38.2 and the 23.6 level. That's a lot. That pretty much tells you that price is just moving back and forth and not giving you a lot of room to trade. So what does that mean? It means you don't trade. Okay. There's also the ability to filter using this, and you could turn on the zone filter here, and you could say, do not take any trades that are over 50%. So in other words, if this box is taking up 50% or greater, then this will not take any trades. Okay. You can see here, trading is off. Your threshold is exceeded. Okay. And why is that important is because, as you know, price tends to gravitate towards these levels, okay? And when you don't have a lot of room to hit your target, you tend to get taken out of your trade at a loss most of the time. And let's look at some examples. Okay, we had a breakout trade here. That was a loss. You had this high volume node confluence trade, took a loss. It did not hit our break even plus 20 ticks. We had an EMA breakout here, got in, took a loss, right? So we had 3 losses in a row. Every one of these kill zones were greater than 50%, every one of them, okay? So that's one of those things where you just don't trade, or you turn the zone filter on so that it avoids taking any trades until this starts to diminish. And this box, which is 40 ticks, starts to become more realistic and not taking up the majority of the space between your fib levels, okay? So this is one of the features that we have built in so that you don't take any trades unnecessarily in a dangerous kind of price action. The other thing we have is this dynamic stop that gets calculated on every bar. And when you see this dynamic stop at 135, which is a high number, that's another indication to stay out. Okay. So what this basically is telling you that is, if you want to trade this market, you need to have a stop loss of 135 ticks. I don't know about you, but 135 ticks is just not happening for my trading. So there's another indication here that, not a good time to trade. The other thing that we have built into it here is this volatility shield. And the volatility shield is also telling you that it's extremely dangerous. Do not trade. So you've got at least 3 things that are telling you not to trade. It's nobody's fault but your own if you decide that you want to trade. So with that, these are some of the tools we have built into Praedox Sentinel to protect your trades and basically give you the indication to just keep out and not do anything. So with that, like I said, as always, feel free to leave a comment, shoot me a message on Discord, send me an email. Happy to respond and give more information about Praedox Sentinel. You could join our Discord. It's free to join. We have a lot more tools that are built in, a lot more filters built into this as well. And like I said, you can still see that the kill zone is taking up 72% of the level. So these are the tools that we have built in and the filters we have built in to help. And like I said, if you're trading in this environment right now, it's nobody's fault but your own. Have a great day. See you tomorrow.